What's up, guys? This is Kyle. This is my friend Austin.
How's it going, guys?
We're here reviewing the boosted board. We have currently the single model, it's called, with us today.
Whatever it's called.
So yeah, whatever. It's the cheap one. It's like $1,000. Not cheap.
The cheap.
Yeah, it's the cheap one. So basically, what the single means is that it's got one motor. They also make the dual and the dual plus. The dual means you have a motor for each back wheel. The dual plus means you have like 4-wheel drive, so I'm pretty sure you could ride that all the time. But the dual plus I think is like 1,700 or 1,600, so it's a lot more.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
So you want to tell us a little bit about the specs? What is on this board and like what it does?
Yeah, so if you know loaded boards, this is actually a loaded board, so you know they're built well. It's made out of bamboo and fiberglass, so it's really nice. And it's basically a loaded Vanguard that they just put a motor on. So if you know the Vanguard, that's basically the specs of it. That's basically how long it is, how wide. And it's kind of cool what they put on here. They got caliber 50-degree chucks, I believe it is, with a little bit of a riser on there so you don't hit the motor. And some nice orangutan in heats, 75 millimeter ADA, so you can get some nice grip. You know, have a comfortable ride. So yeah, that's kind of the specs.
Yeah, so you know it's built well, obviously. You know, it's really well made. I know personally for me, like when I felt it, like the first time I picked it up, I didn't feel like it was a cheap electric board. Like, you know, they put thought into it and they designed it really well.
Yeah, you know, it's actually kind of weird. It feels lighter than the like hoverboard. If you know Casey Neistat, the hoverboard type thing, it's lighter than that. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Nice and light.
As far as battery life goes, I think it goes about 8 miles. It can go up at 10% in Great Hill, which isn't very steep if you're wondering. Other than that, the torque is okay. It takes a little while to get started. But if you're like a first-time rider and you're not great on longboards like I was, you definitely want to start out slow because I know it'll just take off on you. Other than that, I mean, I like the way it rides. I think it's a pretty comfortable ride.
Yeah, it's definitely a comfortable ride.
Yeah, you can go over bumps and not feel there's not a lot of shock. Yeah. The only annoying thing is with the remote, there's 2 things I hate about the remote. First off, if I'm going down a hill and I press and I'm kind of in gas and I've got my gas going and then I stop and let off, you'd think it'd just go out naturally, but it was actually like a jolt and sometimes it'll throw you off the board. So other than that, I like the remote. Other than that, and there's one other thing, the power button is really annoying if you can see it right here. The power button is actually right where your fingers rest. So if you are like holding it and accidentally just tap it, it'll disconnect your board. Like I was going down a hill one time, just disconnected my board and it's like super frightening because you like all of a sudden have no gas, no brakes. So it's kind of frustrating. But I mean, personally, for me, I had the most fun riding this thing out of anything else. I don't know about you, but
yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's like you have to put no effort into going on flat ground. You go like 20 miles per hour. I'm not sure the top speed of it. I think it's around
18. Around 20, 18 I think it is
18
technically.
Maybe? Yeah, but it's a ton of fun because it's like you don't have to push, so you don't have to be uncomfortable, like have longboarding a workout. But yeah, if you're lazy, get this board. Basically.
Definitely. I would definitely say it's best for like if you're in the city or if you're in like a really tight area and you're commuting or something. Definitely get this board. You'll be like quick. It's really fun to ride and
it's got an okay range for the city. So if you're commuting, I don't think you'll have a problem. You may have to get a higher end model. Wait. Do the higher end models still have a bigger battery? I don't think
they may have a bigger battery.
They may have
2 motors.
Yeah, the ones with the more expensive one, the Plus, I think has a bigger battery just because it's 4 motors. So it needs a bigger battery. I think it has a little bit more range. So I think that would be a little bit better for commuting around the city. But of course, that's still crazy expensive. About probably a grand more than this is. So
yeah, so it's something to think about. It's expensive, definitely expensive. But like if you're in the city and you're gonna use this thing every day, it's great. Like it charges quick too, an hour. So I mean, if you go 8 miles and then like you're gonna be sitting for a little bit, just plug it in. You'll get another like at least 6 or 7 in half an hour. So I mean, you really can't go wrong. Like it's built really well. The batteries don't get in the way of anything, which is nice.
Yeah, it charges pretty quick too. So.
Yeah. So I mean, final thoughts, definitely fun to ride. It's designed pretty well other than the remote, which is stupid.
It's very comfortable.
Really comfortable. Just honestly, just a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend it. Just think about the price and think about which model you would definitely want and need.
Yeah, and if you're like in the country or like Florida where it's like super flat, then this thing is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
If you're in a place where there's a little bit more hills, it's still a ton of fun. But anyway, yeah, if you live in the country, it's a little bit less of a easy thing to do, but if you live in the city or live in kind of a Flatiron area, it's great. So
Yeah. So definitely recommend it. Get it if you're in the city, if you're in a congested area, you can zip around and get it. If you're in the country, think twice or get a good model. So that's the final thoughts. Other than that, this was Kyle Austin for Case Productions, and we hope you subscribe below if you're cool. If not, then
if you have a heart, you'll subscribe.
If you have a heart, you'll subscribe. If not, then just come back for the next video, all right?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. All right.
All right. Peace out, guys.